today I'm going to be reviewing Boa Hancock. I am absolutely in love with Hancock, and being a big fan of hers, I don't know the proper name for her snake. I never knew how to pronounce it properly. I always gave it different pronunciations, so I'm just gonna refer him as Snake. So I believe this figure came out in 2013, so it's very old, 10 years old. And from my research experience is that the older the figures are, the more likely the quality isn't going to be great. This will include how the face looks, the paint job, and other things. So that is why I'm just slightly nervous that maybe I messed up on purchasing this figure, but hey, I really liked it. I've been eyeing this for a couple of years. I found it for a really good price. I went ahead with it, and now here I am. So it has taken me 10 minutes to assemble this figure. I don't even know where to begin. It's a good looking figure. I've got to give it that. They've done a really good job on the face. Ooh. It was the most complicated thing ever due to several reasons. So for example, we have this block that's meant to be the stand. Because I don't have any instruction and the box itself doesn't have one really either, I'm left with these engraves, and I can only assume these are for the dress. Thought maybe this part is for the heel, but it doesn't quite fit in, so I really don't know. So I stopped recording, and only after I stopped recording I figured out how to place Hancock onto the stand. I don't know why I didn't figure out during the video whilst I was assembling them, but no, she fits in, she's standing tall. I'm happy. The stand is keeping her straight, to be fair, as long as this is placed well. However, I haven't figured out what this is. I thought it could have been for the skirt for extra support, but neither fits or match. And after I stopped recording, I immediately tried to get rid of the stain that I caused whilst assembling her on her ankle. No luck though. I'm left to assume to use the rough side of a sponge, but the idea of it really doesn't sit well with me, so I'm just going to leave it. Problem number one. Problem number two, I'll begin with the snake. It was just very hard to attach. This bit here, completely fine to attach, but the rest I had to really like get it in. And even like this bit here, it's not like properly pushed in, and I can't get it any further in, and it was just a struggle. My biggest issue with this figure is the fact that, so there's no instructions, right? I think anyone in my place would think, right, put Hancock together, put him together, and then join them together, right? No, it didn't quite work out well. It was really, like, I'll just show it you guys. The snake is meant to go between her legs and around her arm. So here I am trying to put like her in this position here. So this is obviously in the way, and I'm like, okay, well clearly I need to take Hancock apart, fit her in. There you go. Situation where I need to fiddle a bit. There you go. And then here's the second problem. Once I actually get the arm around, it's like getting the cape back around. Okay, got that. There she is. To get her leg around, that was fiddly in itself, because it's not very easy at all to like just slightly open the legs so I can fit the body of the snake through. And what had happened as well in this process that I tried to do is that the paint scraped on her foot, which bothers me. Don't like that. And now I'm kind of like, okay, am I going to be able to get rid of it? Which I'll solve that issue another day, but obviously that's like great. So when I actually try to do this, so just bear with. Okay, so I've got the leg through. Yeah, now it's just joining them, which I'm probably doing this completely wrong. So I've obviously started this video on a bad note as soon as I opened up and assembled this figure, which is not great, but we'll begin with the aesthetics of the figure. The shoes are red and there's no smudging on the skin, so I'm pretty happy with that, apart from like the scrape that I've done that myself as I was trying to put this figure together. I'll see if I can find a way to remove that. The snake itself, the paint job here and there is slightly sloppy. Paint job on the skirt looks really good. Like they've done a really good job on painting like the patterns on the skirt, but there is like this strange line going on the side of her hip. Scarf is pink and there's no smudging there. It's a really nice colour. It matches with her sleeve colour, although whilst they're a shimmery colour, her scarf is more of a matte colour. You know, talking about the sleeves, no smudging, done really well. Even like her chest area looks really good. However, I will say I've noticed that I assume they were using spray paint to paint her shoulder pads into like a shimmery gold colour, but it clearly the yellow has either smudged onto the white, or I don't know what happened there, but there's obviously the paint has kind of expanded onto a cape.
I have finished editing my video and I've realised I didn't talk about Hancock's face at all, so here we go. I really like the face, really do. You may disagree, because massive forehead alert, but isn't that how she looks like in the manga and anime? I mean, considering this figure's back in 2013, I already didn't really have high expectations. I was kind of expecting the worst, but I knew like from like the photos, the face just looked great. And you know what? A lot of the times, even newer figures, I don't think they do a great job on the face, not all the time. So I've got to give it to it. In my opinion, for a 2013 figure, they fucking nailed the face so good. So good. She looks like Barbie. Okay, without exaggeration though, I think it looks really good. I will accept that there are figures out there that are better. I have a Battle Zero figure art of Hancock. Face 10 times better than this one, no doubt. However, compare it to the first figure arts of Hancock, terrible. Absolutely, like, this beats it. I'll show pictures anyway, so you understand the reference. But that's my opinion. You may disagree, but for me, they've nailed the face. Yes, she does have a big forehead, but that's how she looks like in the manga. And they've done a great face. They've just done a good job, so I'm pleased with that, really am. And I also forgot to talk about her snake. Now, as I said, I always butcher his name, so I call him Snake at this point now. No, focus. Okay. Really, so pretty plain and simple. I already talked about the body, so obviously it goes with his face. He's looking up to Hancock with a cheeky look. I love it. And surprisingly, they've added tones to the skull. Don't know why. Not that I hate it. I quite like it. It's just surprising they've decided to put some shading onto the skull, considering the whole figure has no shading. They could have put shading on her waist scarf or her cape, but no, they put shading only on his skull. It's fine though. I like the blue. It's very vibrant. But yeah, no, overall, this is ta-da! This is the figure.
So considering this figure did come out back in 2013, I've got to appreciate that it is an old figure, 10 years old, And the impracticality of the figures back then obviously were a different case to what they are now. A lot easier to assemble. Some figures will have instructions on how to assemble. They've done a really good on the face. Paint job is decent, you know, like it could have been a lot worse. Blemishes are to be expected, unfortunately. Figure looks good. I personally don't know if I'd recommend this figure, just because, like, I mean, look at it. It doesn't, like, assembling it was really difficult. Like, putting a snake together was hard, and then putting Hancock around the snake, like within the snake, was just fiddly, so confusing. And I'm really upset that the paint scraped on her foot. That shouldn't have been the case to begin with. I don't know if I was an idiot on the way I assembled the figure. Maybe there was a way to do it, but I didn't have the instructions with this figure, so obviously I did instinctively what I thought was the right thing to do, and clearly was not. So in that regards, it's like, I do find this figure disappointing and annoying, but overall I do like the figure. I love how the snake kind of wraps around her. I like the pose. To me, the most important thing is obviously how the figure looks overall, from pose and from the face. That comes, like, to me, priority list, so I think that checks it out. Really good pose, face looks great. Then comes obviously paint job, and I like what they've done with the skirt, and I like what they've done with the skull, but obviously, like I mentioned, as the closer you get, sloppy paint job on the skin, sloppy paint job on the shoulder pads. But I believe that's due to age. If you like the pose and you like Hancock, get it. But at the minute where I am at now is that she looks right like this. I don't know how to use, where to put this. I've got to clean that scrape off if I can. So at the minute it's like I've got to sort that out. But I feel like once I've got that sorted, I've got her displayed, and she's just going to be there. It'll be fine. My opinion is, I like the pose, I like the character, I like how she looks, but practicality of the figure, no, it's not good. Really not good. I think this is too annoying for you. Go for the figure art one, but pose wise, I believe this one's the best one.
If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you very much for watching, honestly. Please like and subscribe, all that cool stuff, and till the next figure comes to my door.